So there's a few reasons why I've watched Dog Day Afternoon over and over and over again. The first thing, which I think you could say about every Sidney Lumet movie actually, but really struck me for the first time, or I was able to articulate it for the first time watching Dog Day Afternoon, is that Sidney Lumet loves all his characters. He loves them all, and he doesn't ever distance himself from them or put them over here or laugh at them or other them in any way. And it doesn't matter what that character's behavior is or how unused we are to seeing a certain kind of character on film. He greets everybody with a certain amount of love and compassion. And that, for me, was revelatory.
Freeze! Nobody move! Get over there! Okay. All right, get away from those alarms. Good! Now get in the center. He moves, take his head off. Put the gun on him. Get out of the center.
Sonny? I can't do it, Sonny.
What?
I'm not gonna make it, Sonny.
I think it was actually over the pandemic, I just kind of went on this kick of watching all the films of his that I had seen and all of the films that I hadn't seen of his, and just rewatched them, trying to find what it was in them that made me feel so deeply connected to something human. And it was that. And Dog Day Afternoon, I think, is also an amazing example of his ability to be modest and disappear himself as the filmmaker. If you really look at it carefully, the camera's always in exactly the right place. And the camera movements or positions are beautifully choreographed. But he doesn't need you to notice that. He never draws attention to himself. It's all in service of what's happening. So just that idea of that efficiency of finding the perfect shot, the perfect place to be, the perfect way to move a camera without it needing to become about you and your artistry, and centering the story that you're telling and the actors in front of the camera was really inspiring to me. I just feel like there are very few artists where you can just feel who they are as a person in their work, and I just feel you can feel him and that there's something so deeply good about him in all of his films that just I find endlessly inspiring.
Leon. You all right, Leon? What's the matter? Give you a shot down the hospital or something? Huh?
Oh, God. They shot me with, like, Unreal.
Now, you gotta get a hold of yourself, Leon, so that you can talk to him and see if you can come out of the bank.
Oh, no. I can't help it. I can't stop him from anything.
Well, if he won't listen to you, who will he listen to?
No, I can't talk to him. He won't listen to anybody. He's been crazy all summer.
I saw it first probably 20 years ago, and I remember being riveted by Al Pacino's performance, and it made a big impression on me, but I didn't think about it beyond that, and then going back to it, I felt like I saw all of these things that were so profoundly important to me. And yeah, one of those things is with Chris Sarandon's character, the idea of portraying that character in that way at that time.
Well, I couldn't explain the things I did. So I went to a psychiatrist who told me that I was a woman trapped in a man's body.
And of course, yeah, audiences mapped all kinds of stuff onto that I don't think Sidney Lumet intended, where people brought their own prejudices and bias into the theater. But I think what he's doing is he's loving every character. And so I don't know if Sidney Lumet was the most progressive person in the world on trans issues, probably not. But I think if you have that base agenda that everyone is to be loved and respected in the story you're telling, what you're going to arrive at is positive about everybody, regardless of gender identification or race. I think what you're going to arrive at is a kind of equalizer. And I just feel like he approached his characters with this tremendous love and empathy and didn't seek to judge them. And I just think of so many filmmakers even today that I admire and love who would use a character like that, maybe not a trans character, but a character like that that's kind of out of step somehow with mainstream society as a moment, you know, that could get a laugh, or a moment to distance, or a moment to sort of become a curiosity. And he just doesn't do that. And I feel deeply for Al Pacino's character's feelings for that character. And I feel like it doesn't make him to me, it connects me more to him. And I mean, I just love that character so much. I love how Al Pacino is he's so tightly wound, and yet he's so kind of strangely calm in moments. And everything just feels wound so tight, and it could explode at any minute. But there's just these moments for humor and play and theatricality, and it's so efficient, the whole film. It just feels like the most efficient thing where the tension doesn't drop for a single second, and yet there's space and time for these strangely human moments.